Lucky to have that man. Son, in his last 12 appearances for Spurs, he's scored 11 goals and had 5 assists. That's 16 goals he's been directly involved in. And that, right away, the second half, that goal just turned the game around, didn't it, Graham?
46 minutes. They weren't good in the first half, Spurs. They played second fiddle, I think, out-footballed by Dortmund. But the second half, getting an early goal, just put them in a different place. All of a sudden, they're on the front foot. We had criticised Vertonghen in the first half. It seemed like it's time to get his head up and deliver that. Great delivery. He's got a wonderful left foot. I have to say, great movement from Son. Look at him coming towards the ball here. When he sees Vertonghen on it, he's pulling away. And that ball is... Vertonghen's put it on the sixpence for him. And Zagadou has just lost him completely.
Great goal, isn't it?
And he just guides the ball into the net. It's
a brilliant striker's goal, if you like, and you consider the absence of Harry Kane to have that sort of contribution from him in recent games.
I think if you look at his movement, though, again, you know, any young strikers watching the game, it's the desire to get between the middle of the goals, pulling away from the defender, yes, but it's the pace and the acceleration that he runs at. The pace is on the cross then when it's coming in. All he has to do, let it hit him and just pass it into the net. It was a brilliantly worked goal, yeah.
Graham alluded to it there, though. Vertonghen's first half performance wasn't anywhere near.
Yeah. You were saying get him off.
Oh, you were saying get him off.
Well, no, I heard you all saying get him off.
What was the issue in the first half? Was it the setup from Spurs?
I think everything about them. Tottenham were way off it in the first half. In many aspects, I think in defending he looked way off it. Vertonghen, I think the relationship with Alderweireld didn't work, and all the good attacking play from Dortmund was coming from Jadon Sancho down the right hand side. He just wasn't able to get himself in great positions. But the second half, you said, of course, the cross helped, but I think he had a mindset. I'm going to run forward here. I'm going to actually get myself in advanced position. I mean, it's a great ball. That was his mindset.
I think that was Tottenham in the second half. OK, you know, goals make such a difference. He scored in the 46th minute. So from that moment on, they were on the front foot. But whether it's at the goal or whether the game always going to pan out that way. But Spurs, in the first half, were playing on the back foot. This is him prior to the goal. He's in there. But watch, he doesn't come this time. When the ball comes back, he's on it again. And again, the pace of the ball just means just to make contact with the ball, and it's gone through.
It's about defending that. Hakimi should do better, but it's great play.
But the first half, if you think of Vertonghen's game in the second half, he was in retreat all the time. He was on his back foot. Sancho was going at him. Pulisic was going at him. In the second half, and I come back to scoring an early goal, might have made all the difference. The second half he spent on the front foot. In the second half he spent from the halfway line going forward, where in the first half it was a halfway line going backwards.
And you think a lot of that came from Pochettino's half-time words?
I'm sure he wouldn't have been happy. As a manager, he would not have been happy with the performance, but I come back to scoring a goal a minute into the second half because everyone a boost, all the supporters, everyone.
Brian Laurenti is another one who's chipped in the last few games, much maligned. And in the last 10 minutes of games, Spurs have scored. In the last 5 games that they've won, 4 in the Premier League, 1 in the Champions League, scored 11 goals, 7 of them in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. And Laurenti's got a vital one against Watford a few weeks ago, and it looked like it was slipping away at 1-1 too. Here he just shows his strength and probably what he's best at, just being in there in the middle of the box. They've used him late in games and bombed balls in on top of him, let other players play off him, and they've scored a few goals from that. It's a bit old style and agricultural in its way, but it's necessary for Spurs to not always be...
It's a brilliant result, Brian, though, isn't it?
Oh, fantastic result. I mean, you stick that with 4 straight wins in the league without Kane and Ali and the difficulties they have at the back with various players being out, in and out. So it's a marvellous result, and it looks like it should be enough for them, although this team will come rattling at them at home. But I think 3-0 should be enough.
Spurs keep winning.